We turn now tonight to other opinions on the fiscal cliff impasse. We talk with the chairman of the National Governors Association, and we also hear from a leading advocate for responsible fiscal policy. We begin with Governor Jack Markell, the Democrat from Delaware. He was one of 6 governors meeting with President Obama today to talk about how the fiscal cliff impacts their states. I asked him what was his message to the president.
Our message was really pretty straightforward. We believe it's important that governors have a seat at the table as the president and leaders in Congress are negotiating issues around the fiscal cliff. We think it's really important that they get something done because obviously if tax rates go up on middle-class Americans, come next month, it would be bad for those middle-class Americans. It would be bad for our states. And we're concerned about both the fiscal side and the economic growth side.
So talk to us a little bit about what kind of deal you would like to see. What were you proposing to the president?
Let's put it this way. If money is just shifted from the federal government to the states, that's not really saving anything, and the president understands that. We think it's really important. Recognizing that if there are cuts in funds, that there ought to be a corresponding reduction in some of the requirements that are put on the states. So we really, as much as anything else, wanted to make sure that our voices are heard and that as decisions are made, whether it's about taxes, whether it's about spending cuts, that they be done equitably, thoughtfully, and with our input.
Now, your state is headquarters to many large American companies, and if their taxes go up, which everybody is expecting, what would that mean for jobs in Delaware and also for your state's economy?
Well, across the country, I think this whole issue around taxes and around the fiscal cliff generally leads to something else, which is significant uncertainty. And whether it's Delaware or whether it's any other state, one of the things that's most important to us is having business leaders have some kind of certainty about what the ground rules are going to be. Not just for the next 3 months, by the way, but really for the next several years. They're more likely to invest. They're more likely to hire their next employee if they know what the game looks like, what the landscape looks like. And so as much as anything else, we think having that certainty, having that clarity on taxes and on spending is really important.
Now, you said that you're also very concerned about where's growth going to come from. Did you discuss that with the president, and what did he say? I mean, aside from tax increases and spending cuts.
One of the things we specifically talked about was infrastructure. It didn't used to be that roads and bridges were Democrat or Republican. The fact is we need to continue to invest in our infrastructure, strong transportation network, water, sewer, broadband, and the like.
Just to wrap it up here, if we go over the fiscal cliff, what would be the biggest issue for your state?
There are a number of issues. First of all, we're very concerned about what the economic impact could be of going over the fiscal cliff. Again, taxes going up on middle-class Americans. Some industries potentially coming to a standstill. So underlying everything else in our states is growth. And if we're not and if the economy is not growing, in fact, if it's contracting, it's going to be bad for tax receipts. More importantly, it's going to be bad because it means fewer people working. So that's a critically important piece of it. The second piece, though, is just making sure as these negotiations take place, the impact on states, on local governments, on our citizens is carefully considered.
Governor Markell, thank you so much for coming on the program. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.